Nats overcame an early 3-run deficit, pulling ahead in the 8th and relying on their bullpen to finish the job. Today, Livan Hernandez looks to remain perfect and keep his team moving up in the standings.
It's a great day for baseball.
It's a sunny day, it's a breezy day, and a cool day at Nationals Park. Washington looking to take 3 out of 4 against Colorado. How nice would that be on what's already a 4-2 homestand? Bob Carpenter, Rob Dibble, we were joking the other day when we saw this pitching matchup. It was going to be 98 versus 78. Jimenez throws hard, Livan does not.
Yes, one really has to pitch, and another guy can get away with some mistakes because he throws almost 100 miles an hour. This was Saturday, and his complete game shutout. He was just a master. Anytime he got in any kind of trouble, he was able to get out of jams, and when he wasn't in a jam, worked ahead, kept everybody in front of Braun and Fielder off the base paths, and it was just a fantastic outing for Livan Hernandez. Now, the kid he's going up against, right-handers hit 206 against him last year. He just dominates the right-handers, and he got the lefties 2 against Atlanta and didn't allow any hits while walking 5, Bob. But you know what? When he's on, he doesn't just have the great fastball. He's got a great breaking ball to go with it.
ERA down to 1.29. First time a Rockies pitcher has ever pitched a ball game without giving up a hit. So Ubaldo Jimenez, 34 wins. Livan, about 120 more than that. Matt Capps has been amazing for the Nats. 7 for 7. A little drama last night, but for the most part, he's been very efficient. Let's hope they can chant, "Let's go Caps," again here today. And brought to you by Acura. Acura Advance. Folks, coming up to the ball game and the upper deck out there in right field. The Nats are 8-7, trying to take 3 out of 4 from a ball club that has been a playoff team the last couple of years. Now, the Nats have made some news since we left you last night. As you might have heard, Jason Marquis went on the DL. Debbie Taylor, there's more to that story regarding tomorrow's game.
Well, there is. The Nationals will go down to the farm. They're going to take pitcher Louis Adelano from Syracuse and have him start tomorrow. In fact, he is on his way here right now. Mike Rizzo told me that what he likes about him is that he really opened a lot of eyes in spring training. His sinker was really fantastic, and he also has done super in Syracuse. He's 2-0 with a 1.64 ERA, 11 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts. So he was effective down there, and they're going to give the kid a try. I asked him about Miguel Batista. A lot of people thought maybe he would be the guy to earn the spot, but Mike Rizzo told me, you know what, Batista is more of an emergency starter that they would look to. So that's the story on tomorrow's starting pitcher, Louis Adelano, guys.
Thank you, Debbie Taylor. He's 24 years of age. Remember Darryl Ward, everybody? The Nationals traded him to the Braves to get Luis Adelano back on August 31st of 2006. Darryl, of course, was a very good pinch hitter and a power guy for the Nats, and he ended up in Atlanta with Bobby Cox, and now a couple of years later, the Nats will hopefully reap the benefits of that trade. Game notes for you. The guys are hitting like crazy in this ballpark, especially doubles, triples, and homers. 5-0 in close games. That's a tribute to the closer, Livan Hernandez, the 4th Nat since they came to Washington from Montreal to have a complete game and a shutout. I love that 0.00 ERA. Rockies are hitting .270, 5th in the league. They're 8th in runs, and they're 4th in home runs. And Carlos Gonzalez has had a big series, especially last night when he went 4 for 5, scored a run, stole a base, drove one in. Todd Helton, Troy Tulowitzki together as Helton returns today. And Brad Hoff is out of the lineup against Livan Hernandez. 158, 151 career. That game last Saturday, his 48th career complete game. 8th shutout. Robbie's 7-9 in 25 starts career against the Rockies.
Well, let's give you some scouting breakdown on Mr. Hernandez. You already know that he's got the no runs given up this year. When he gets guys on base, he has a great job, does a great job of getting ground balls and making them disappear. He's one of the best at repeating delivery and release point. That's part of his deception, not the velocity. And he's been a great mentor to all the young pitchers on this staff, attacking the strike zone and pitching along with the game. And hopefully he's able to go about 7 or 8 today and pitch along with the win.
Nationals' interesting defensive configuration today. Willingham's off, Harrison left. Guzman plays right field. Alberto Gonzalez replacing Ryan Zimmerman across from Adam Dunn. Desmond Kennedy up the middle. Pudge is back in there today. Guzman will have to battle a Sunfield in right field today. And I know when the Nats were in New York a couple of weeks ago, Jim Riggleman was expressing concern about an inexperienced Guzman playing right field in a Sunfield. Right now, the shadows of the third base light towers have already crept their way into the batter's box here. So very shortly, as if Jimenez and Hernandez aren't tough enough, the hitting conditions are going to be very difficult. Here's Carlos Gonzalez. Goes up hacking against Livan. We're underway at 4:38. Skies have really cleared over what they were about an hour ago. 70 degrees and a pretty good breeze, 15 to 20 coming down Half Street. Gonzalez is 6th in the league at 383. Livan turns one over on him that's foul tipped, 0-2.
Well, Bob, the fans and people watching will get to see one of the best control pitchers in the big leagues and one of the best power pitchers in the big leagues. So you get a little bit of both. They both use a lot of techniques to get you out, just different velocities.
By the way, in Pittsburgh, the Brewers just scored 4 in the 9th to pull out a 20-0 victory over the Pirates. 20-0. They did fail to score in 3 innings today. Got him looking. Livan, 84, painting the outer half.
About 10 years ago, he had much better velocity, but that didn't mean he was as smart as he is now. He is a wily character out there. He manipulates the inside and outside, not just changing speeds. He hits his spots and definitely buries his locations.
Next up, the young outfielder, Dexter Fowler. Having a rough go of it early in the season. 24-year-old switch hitter. He's only 2 for 11 in this series and batting .164. In the air, left center, Niger Morgan has the glasses blazing in the sun. 2 outs. Cool look, by the way.
This is the above shot of Levon. There you go, the balance point. Take away, fire, throw, and he will do that. If you throw, say, 100 pitches, he'll do it the same way from the windup every time. So you don't know if a curveball, changeup, or fastball is coming.
Right down the middle to Todd Helton, who didn't play last night. Todd's had a good series, 4 for 9 with an RBI. He's an experienced hitter who knows how to stay back on Levon, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
You can tell by those numbers, Rob. He's not out there lunging at things.
And I talked to 2 great changeup artists this morning on my radio show, Trevor Hoffman and Hall of Famer Phil Niekro. And you have to have the guts to throw it in there at that speed. A lot of guys will stay back a little longer and try to drive it right back at you. I always thought that a guy who threw 80 miles an hour, 75 at times, was a gutsy character, because these guys can hit. If you saw Phil Hughes give up the no-hitter, hit him. And John Lannon getting hit in the ankle yesterday. It's not that much fun to get drilled by a ball.
No swing, says Mike Estabrook at third. Levon goes 3-1 on Helton with a tough hitter on deck. Just underway, first 2 batters retired. Breaking ball. Helton, he reacted late to it, stayed alive. 11-year veteran Paul Emmel has the plate. Crew chief Bill Hahn, Bruce Dreckman, Mike Estabrook on the bases. That was close. Levon's 6th walk of the year in nearly 17 innings. We are covering the bases with the 35-year-old from Villa Clara of Cuba. Levon broke into the big leagues after defecting in 1996 with the Marlins. Became a star in 97 with his performance in the League Championship Series. And the World Series when he won 2 games that year.
He was NLCS MVP and World Series MVP.
A combined 4-0. His ERA was a little high against Cleveland in the series, but the Marlins gave him some serious run support. His ERA was 0.84 against Atlanta in the League Championship Series. Guzman, long way to go. That one not playable. He was playing Tulowitzki well into the gap. Levon came from Montreal to the Nationals in 05. Threw the first pitch at RFK in the history of our ball club. Made the All-Star team that year, his 2nd. His great work with Florida.
He's like stepping on that building, crushing it. It's 50-foot Levon.
Look out. He's coming down Half Street.
And he still throws 80.
Hitters, run for cover. (0-2).
Wow. Sinking fastball back over the edge of the plate. Didn't get the call, but still a nice pitch. 0-2 on the pitch track. You be the judge. Looked pretty good.
He's got some good swing back action on that fastball as usual. Tulowitzki stepping out. short lead by Hilton. And a 1-2 with 2 outs. That's a slow one for the strikeout. That will untie your shoelaces if you're a hitter. Levon works another scoreless inning now. Here come the Nats. A hot dog on the side, a cold drink. What's better than that? At 4:46 in the afternoon. How about Ivan Rodriguez? Still leading the league in hitting at 444. He's also in the top 6 in on-base percentage, even though he doesn't walk a whole lot. He's making lots of contact. And Rob, you made an interesting point when we realized that Willingham was off today and Zimmerman would not play against a pitcher like Ubaldo Jimenez. This may be the kind of lineup you would be tempted to put out there in the first place.
Oh, definitely. I mean, over the course of my career, all the star players that I played with, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, say Randy Johnson was on the mound, you would give a guy like Paul O'Neill the day off. So a tough right-hander like this that's going to be pounded close to 100 on your hands, you might say to Zimmerman and Willingham, you have the option of taking the day off, and he'd recommend taking the day off. So it probably would have been a day off for Zimmerman today anyway.
Ian Stewart only 80 feet from home plate. Have to protect against the bunt. Niger couldn't pull the bat back, and Paul Emmel called it strike 2.
And you also don't want your star, especially a right-handed hitter, getting hit by one of those fastballs and possibly being out for a couple of weeks, maybe longer.
.98 in the first inning.
He's not even warmed up yet.
He was clocked at 98 in the 9th inning at Atlanta.
See a little bit of his delivery there. You see the big reach back. He hooks and curls that wrist like Rick Sutcliffe. He's long and lean. We would call him lanky.
Listed at 6'4", 210. Morgan hits the ball well to center, but Fowler drifting with it. Catches that ball about 390 feet away.
Let's break down the lanky right-hander in his 87th career start. Got to be short to the ball. Quick, get that bat head out early. He's going to supply the power to these lighter hitters, so they're going to be able to hit the ball the other way without much effort. And Lone Wolf, this will be the 56th consecutive start, actually 57 if we don't do any double home runs. 56 straight starts, Bob, without giving up multiple home runs in a game. So he is a tough one. He and Tim Lincecum up there.
Guzman slaps one up the middle to Troy Tulowitzki. Last night, Ryan Zimmerman hit a ball beautifully in the 7th inning. We thought it might go out of the ballpark. It banged up against the right field wall, and then Rob, a problem between first and second.
Well, he injured the opposite hamstring, not the one he hurt earlier, the other one on the left side. This is the right side. And he first thought it was a cramp. Hopefully it is just a cramp. You wouldn't really know until today anyway how that thing felt. So Mike Rizzo actually talked to him as he was getting out of his car, and he said he felt pretty good.
And Jim Riggleman said he made out the lineup today before he actually talked to Ryan Zimmerman, so planned on having him out of there based on what he saw last night. 2-0 Jimenez to Willie Harris.
Yeah, I talked to Riggleman about 9 a.m. on my radio show, and he had already said he wouldn't be in the lineup today, so he knew. He likes to make up the lineup days in advance anyway.
By the way, speaking of our skipper, happy birthday to his brother, Joe Riggleman, watching in Moorefield, West Virginia today. 89 years young. I'm sorry, Uncle Joe Riggleman, 89 years young. And we wish him the very best. Hope you feel better, Joe, and happy birthday. (3-1) to Harris, and there it goes to right, heading for the scoreboard. Yeah, off the board. The Nats have a runner at second, and somebody finally gets a hit against Ubaldo Jimenez. Willie hit that ball 375 feet.
Nice and quick to the ball, like I said. Short, chopping swings. You see it right there. He got underneath the fastball. The power was 97 on the gun. So you know the ball's going to go if you just hit it. Banks off the wall. He gets a nice 2-out double.
Big spot early in the game for Adam Dunn. Adam in the series, 3 for 10, couple of RBIs, 3 walks. And as Jim Riggleman said yesterday, even when he wasn't getting hits, he was getting on base. And then he jumped up last night and had hits each of his first 2 at-bats. .88 on a hard-breaking ball.
Yeah, but I think he crossed up the catcher, so Olivo's going to go out there and say, hey, listen, guy in second sign, shake me out first sign, but you throw 100, and if you cross me up and smoke me in the throat with a fastball, I'm not going to be around long.
He could take out some limestone behind home plate, too, if he hits that wall back there.
Yeah, he can, and it's what they would say an easy gas. He's not really throwing his entire body forward. He's got really nice, smooth mechanics. It just explodes out of his hand.
So his slider was 88, changeup 86.
There you see the circle change. See it break away from him. Sold it with the arm speed, but he's a shadow over home plate, and he's standing in the sun. Really took something off the breaking ball there, 82. So he's got a differential of about 16 miles an hour between his top end and his low end.
Two and two to Adam. He had a big time rip at that one.
That one hit double digits, or triple digits.
Wow.
Excuse me. We
see 100 on the board for the first time this year.
I think the first time since I've been here. That's bringing some cheese right there in the first inning.
Adam Dunn, left field line. Ball slicing away from Spilborghs. And well foul.
I think he might need some new lumber.
Rockies defensively, they're having some struggles here. They've made 11 errors. They're rated right now in the bottom 6 in the league. Tulowitzki and Barmas up the middle, Stewart across from Helton. But their outfielders don't have any errors. Ryan Spilborghs, Dexter Fowler, and Carlos Gonzalez. Miguel Olivo with that rifle of an arm back behind home plate today. He has thrown out 6 of 8 opposing base runners this year. Jimenez working slowly, Dunn getting time.
And Justin Maxwell told me he used to work out with Dexter Fowler, and they raced once, and Dexter, he said, easily beat him.
2-2 to Dunn. 88 on that one. The Nats are gone in the bottom of the first. We're going to see some pitching in this game today.
He'll be looking for number 18 right now. Now, he has been a mentor and a role model for many of the players on this team, especially the young pitchers like Craig Stammen.
It's been really helpful. I think he's helped all of us young pitchers, kind of learn how to pitch a little bit rather than just throw. He kind of leads by example. Doesn't say a whole lot to you unless you ask him questions, and then when he does, you got to listen.
Well, Craig certainly listened to Levon's advice. It helped him earn his first win of the season on Monday, guys.
Craig was outstanding right after Levon was amazing on Saturday. Here's Ian Stewart with Ryan Spilborghs and Miguel Olivo for the Rockies in the top of the second. Pitchers in sunshine, hitters in the shade. Strike on the outside corner, and pitchers love being on the mound at this time of the day.
Well, it's the toughest time to see for a hitter, but it's also for our center fielder and our right fielder very difficult to pick up fly balls. You see the shade starting to cover Willie Harrison left.
Ball goes over that way. Willie sees it. Easy play for him. In the second inning, we talk about all things double. And on Saturday, how about a double play? At the plate was Randy Wolf. Brewers had 2 on, 3 on with 1 out. Easy as 1, 2, 3. The Nats now have turned 12 double plays on the season. Call for the Luna Double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA.
Well, and that's a master craftsman right there, realizing doing a 360 to go to home first to get that double play started.
Knowing the pitcher was going to be slowed down the line. Here's Spilborghs, Ryan's only hit of the series, a homer. Hitting .308. Still 4 players in the league hitting .400 or better. In the American League, only Scott Podsednik of the Royals. The good weather, the warm weather in April, as we talked about last night, has had a lot to do with good offense early. Boy, the Pirates' ERA was 6.44 going into today, and they gave up 20 runs. Quickly 1 and 2. Levon has him reaching and missing. His third strikeout, and he's retired 5 of the first 6.
Levon's pumped up today. 86 on that last fastball. Spielborg's looking for something off speed, gets the heater, and when you're throwing around 63 to 86, it's still a great differential between your slow and your high. Sun in the shade, great shot by the Exmo.
Here's Miguel Olivo. 0 for 7 in this series. 0 for his last 11.
Jeff on the camera and Zach on the taping of the Exmo today.
Pinpoint control so far. And the 0-2.
And Bob, another thing on Louis Adelano, who will be starting. One thing Mike Rizzo loves about him, he doesn't walk a lot of people. 2 walks in 11 innings with 9 strikeouts. Mike told me that he attacks the strike zone, and that's the type of pitcher he's looking for. Not afraid to throw it in there. Take your chances. Our defense has been doing a great job. Don't walk anybody. This is not an Ephus pitch. This is a Levo pitch. 1-2, about 65 miles an hour. Nice try.
And he goes with a fastball that's pulled foul. Nationals defensively rated in the top 5 in the league right now.
Oh, don't jinx it.
Oh, Rob, I got to be able to talk about something. Jeez.
What's the offense doing?
They're horrible.
They top 10?
That means, well, they're 4th in the league. Hitting .272.
That's fine. You can talk the offense. I think our offense will be fine all year.
6th in runs. Not a lot of power yet, but we know that will come. And the base is empty with 2 outs and a 3-2 coming. Olivo jacks one to left field. Willie Harris can only watch this thing fly way out of here. Hernandez got a pitch up. He gives up his first run of the year. And on Oliva's 3rd homer, the Rockies take the lead. Well, he had to supply all the power for that one.
Well, and he's also got a little bit slower bat speed than the top of the lineup, and that's perfect for that changeup, especially if it's over the plate and on the sweet spot, and Olivo knows it as soon as he hit it. He got him.
Here's Clint Barmas, the number 8 hitter. Might have been a broken bat. Desmond guns him out, and the pitcher will have to lead off next inning. The Nats will have the hottest hitter in the league leading off. Pudge Rodriguez at .444 on the season. Kennedy and Desmond to follow. Bottom of the 2nd coming up. Rockies have the lead. One nothing. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here at the ballpark is Miller Lite Party Night. A scoreboard pavilion seat drink voucher. It's only $20. For premium games, just $2 more. Come early for the pregame happy hour. $5 beers at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar here at Nationals Park. We'll give you the pitching pairings for the Dodger series starting tomorrow in a little bit. With Jimenez working his second inning, Rodriguez, Kennedy, and Desmond. .444. Manny's gotten hot just before they come to town. Martin Prado's been up there the entire year. Andre Ethier's on a roll. And we saw all we wanted of Brian Braun last weekend. So two of the hottest hitters in the league will be in the ballpark tomorrow. And that Andre Ethier, Rob, is becoming a premier player at his age.
He is. I mean, the three youngsters on the Dodgers, Loney, Kemp, and Ethier, they took over the team when Manny had his 50-game suspension last year.
Pudge likes Rocky's pitching. Ronnie Belliard still with the Dodgers. Former National Jamie Carroll has joined them this year. And former Blue Jay and Cub Reed Johnson in the outfield. Other than that, the Dodgers roster is pretty much intact from last year. Well hit, and Pudge Rodriguez has another base hit. His third hit of this series. He is amazing the way he has started the season. And, Rob, it's been a clinic in how to use the entire ballpark.
Well, Jeff on the X-Mo right here will show you quick to the ball, go the other way. He's got all the power, 98 on the fastball. You just got to make contact. Here it comes. There it goes.
And I know you're going to ask me what he's hitting now, and I'll tell you 457.
And you'd be right.
Here's Kennedy. Adam hunting his first base hit of the series. Well, you know, they say from sharp calculators come sharp minds. And a pretty sharp start to the season for Pudge Rodriguez.
So what happened to you?
I learned on the abacus. That's what happened.
That was too easy. Yeah, you set yourself up.
No, I go back to the abacus generation. Grow up with all these gizmos. Adam Kennedy, couple of walks in this series, hitting .237, but his 9 hits have produced 7 RBIs. That's nasty, right under the hands for strike one. And even when the shadows get by the pitcher's mound, the batter's eye in center field will still be in the sun. And the hitters will be in the shade. There's a step on the bag for Helton and a tag play at second. A 3-6 double play for a 2-time Gold Glove winner.
The shortstop, number 6.
Kennedy was fighting for survival there, trying to make contact. Rolled it over.
Well, you hit it to that Gold Glove first baseman, and then you throw it over to Tulowitzki after you tag the bag, and it's a force play. So Tulowitzki has to make the tag. He can't just stand on the bag.
Base is empty for Ian Desmond. Oh, my. The bat came into 3 pieces there. And Ubaldo Jimenez throws him out on top of everything else. It's 1-0 Rockies into the third. Hernandez, after he had gone 9-3 in 17 starts during the season. Rob, he saved his best for October.
The thinner version, but still the accurate version of Livan Hernandez. He saved his best for October as a youngster. There you see him blowing away some Indians in the World Series. He would be the NLCS MVP with that performance and the World Series MVP.
4-0 in those two series combined.
Helping that expansion team to their first World Championship.
And then Wayne Huizenga sold off all the players. And it took him 6 years to get back there. And they sold those guys. And a little chopper by the pitcher, Jimenez. Livan in relaxed fashion, fielding his position for the first out in the top of the third.
Well, this is kind of like the old teacher letting the young buck run down the line a little bit. Takes his time, step and throw. Just another out.
Top of the order, Carlos Gonzalez, followed by Dexter Fowler.
Livan was sporting the bling back in the day. Big old earrings.
Gonzalez called out looking first time. Had him reaching on that one. That's beautiful pitching right there. Easy bouncer for Adam Kennedy. All right, we told you about the Dodger series. Luis Adelano against Charlie Hager tomorrow night. Day game Saturday. Craig Stammen, Clayton Kershaw, Scott Olson, Chad Billingsley at 1:30 on Sunday. And then the Nats take to the road for 3 at Chicago. That's our next 5 right here on Mass and HD. 3 in Chicago, a day off next Thursday, and then down to Florida to see the Marlins in that very ballpark where the highlights we just saw came from. A stab at a bunt and a miss by Dexter Fowler for a strike. Major League debut for a Nats pitcher tomorrow night.
There you see a beautiful 84-mile-an-hour fastball to get Fowler off the plate. And we talk about that so often. It's not about how fast you throw. It's your location and setting up another pitch. Jammage right there, coming right back inside. Pitching isn't that difficult if you just know what you want to do out there.
Working from the extreme first base end of that pitching rubber. That gives him an angle to the outside corner. Kennedy with a backhand scoop. Speedy runner thrown out. And the Nats continue to play good defense. Gonzalez, Livan, and Niger Morgan straight ahead, 1-0 game. 1-0 Rockies. Bottom of the third coming up. Would you say this is pretty much what we expected when we saw this pitching matchup on the marquee a few days ago?
Yes, definitely. I mean, you got one guy that's just trying to blow our hitters away, and then you have the other pitcher is a command and control guy that's just manipulating the ball inside and outside, Bob. So a lot of fun to watch. This is two extremes, but they're both two very good pitchers.
2 hits given up by Jimenez so far, but the double play ball helped him. He goes outside, and 2-0 on Alberto Gonzalez to start the third. Alberto 0 for 1 in this series, 5 for 17 on the year so far. Filling his 5th infielder and utility role very well.
Well, and on that last batter of his last half, when Desmond's bat exploded, that's what we were talking about. That's why you might give a Ryan Zimmerman or even a Josh Willingham the day off. Now that these other players aren't important, but, you know, we've already had some problems with injuries with Ryan Zimmerman.
Alberto now needs to level off and hit a line drive somewhere. One final in the American League today. Cleveland won at Minnesota 8-1, cooling off the Twins, who are now 11-5. Oakland leading the Yankees 4-2. Everything else tonight. Jamie Moyer and Derek Lowe in the rubber game of that Phillies series at Atlanta. Johan Santana goes for the Mets against the Cubs tonight. And the Marlins, who lost at Houston last evening, throw Anibal Sanchez at the Astros this evening. Nats are actually tied with Florida, 3rd place at 8-7. Levon is next, a half game behind the Braves and only a game and a half behind the Phillies in the tightly bunched NL East. Gonzalez over to deep short. Tulowitzki. That's a very good play. That's the Zimmerman version of a play from shortstop. Rob, where he just took that sidearm throw on the run.
Well, you're looking at one of the top young shortstops in Major League Baseball. This is maybe the hardest throw on the field. That's why the shortstop's usually one of the best athletes. The Exmo will catch the action. You have to have such a tremendous arm. Couldn't get a grip. He just throws it over there. But the accuracy, too, is one of the things that makes him so special. I mean, it's just hard to throw it that far in the air anywhere near the bag. And that was right on Todd Helton's chest.
And I think as soon as Jimmy Rollins is finished winning Gold Gloves, that Tulowitzki will be next.
Yep.
He is a Gold Glove caliber shortstop, but Jimmy Rollins has won a couple. And it's hard to get the Gold Glove away from a guy once he wins 1 or 2.
Well, Barry Larkin in Cincinnati was an amazing shortstop, but Ozzie Smith was the reigning Gold Glove guy. 13 of them. And Barry won 3 or 4, but Ian Desmond's got a cannon too, and he's a fine young infielder.
Levon 1 for 6 on the year, hitting .227 career. This will be a lot easier for Troy Tulowitzki. 2 quick outs. That'll bring up Niger Morgan, who hit the ball well but flied to center field first time up. There's an Earth Day Nats cap. Jimenez, 29 pitches his first 2 innings. He's at 41 unofficially right now. Levon's at 42 for his 3 innings.
Had a note on that. Since 2008, Ubaldo is 3rd on the list of most pitches thrown. Tim Lincecum 1, Matt Cain 2. 6,920 coming into this season. Wow. So strikeout, power pitcher, throws a lot of pitches.
So in his first 506 major league innings, he's averaged at least 15 pitches per inning. He masters that. Look out for this guy. Still only 26. 15-12 last year in 33 starts. He pitched 218 innings, struck out 198, and had just under a 3.5 ERA. He overmatches Niger Morgan on that one. The Nats are gone in the third on 2 hits. It's 1-0 Rockies as we go to the middle innings. Miguel Olivo's third of the year in the second. The difference on the board, Jimenez, Hernandez. Muy bien so far.
Once you start looking for that 63, and you got it right there, tough to hit. Now you're looking for 98, and he'll drop 83 on you. And then when he does get inside with the 98 in your kitchen, he can explode your bat. Like you said, most effective, and Levo's only given up that 1 hit and the 1 run. And as you said in the break, that might be enough for Jimenez. And
well, we always say that about the great pitchers as soon as they get a run.
He's coming off a no-hitter, and he's still firing the ball.
Todd Helton walked his first time. Todd Helton is signed through next year with a Rockies club option in 2012. He'll go over 2,300 career hits this year. Batting average among active players, Ichiro and Pujols tied. Joe Mauer made his way onto that list after his amazing 09 season.
I don't know if Todd might need some new lumber after getting jammed right there. And that pitch is intended to go so far inside, the only thing the hitter can do is foul it off and pull it into the stands.
Well, he's satisfied that the bat did not break. Sounded funny. Got him on the corner. Generous strike 3 from Paul Emmel.
Hey.
And Todd Helton can't believe it.
We'll take him when we can get him.
Well, the strike zone has been a shoebox in this series.
But on pitchers that have been around over 400 starts in the major leagues, and it might have been off the plate a little bit, but you've hit that spot thousands of times in your career. And I don't want to say you earned it, but you have the respect of the umpires.
You know what? And you got to give a little bit of credit to the catcher there, too. Pudge Rodriguez knows how to softly receive a ball like that. He did not move a muscle because that pitch was right where he was set up. When the umpire sees the catcher not moving at all, that helps.
Well, and the umpires don't like to be shown up, and when you do, especially a lot of guys that like to try to, frame those pitches, it annoys the umpires. Wow. So a guy with 13 gold gloves, he's trying not to show up the umpire, let him make a correct call or make a call, period. Not try to manipulate your eyes. That is just 65 and great downward movement, though. It's not just hanging up there.
At that speed, gravity takes over big time. He has Tulowitzki 0-2 here. That was close.
He tried to run a two-seamer back over the plate on the edge.
Did I see a little body English going over there at your side of the table?
Oh, I want every pitch. I'm an ex-pitcher, but that's just a beautiful thing. I could never do something like that. It's just cool to watch somebody do that.
Sinks that one. It's 2-2.
But he also has fun. You know, my former teammate Jose Rijo, and I know he worked here for a while in Washington. He had so much fun out there. Sometimes he was so into the game, he'd tell the hitters what was coming. Here's a fastball. See if you can hit it. He was amazing.
Levon paints the corner away. Desmond charges. That makes the throw an easy one. And Levo now has retired 6 in a row, 5 on grounders since the Olivo homer. Bring the family out Sunday. It's Family Fun Day. First 10,000 kids 12 and under get a free kids cap presented by Smithfield. A family fun pack ticket includes a seed, hot dog, chips, and soda starting at just $14 at nationals.com. Nats Dodgers Sunday afternoon to close out this week and a half homestand. It's been a good one so far. Nats have won 4 out of 6. That ball launched by Ian Stewart to right field. Long run for Guzman. That took a while to come down. Another scoreless frame for Livan Hernandez. Guzman, Harris, and Dunn coming up. Third inning. Where's Teddy? He was doing something over there.
He was burying a time capsule, Bob.
Is that what he was doing?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw a pail in his hand. I thought maybe he was trying to grow some plants.
No, I think he was planting a tree.
Maybe a tree?
So that George could go cut it down later.
That was hilarious. Guzman bounced out to short first time up. That was swinging on the first pitch. This time he takes a fastball that sizzles in at only 93.
I think that was a sinker, Bob. So I think it was a two-seam fastball, or two-seam fastball instead of the four-seam for change. So now he's starting to manipulate those hard fastballs. That's scary.
Yeah, 93 on a sinker.
And 79 on that last curveball. I mean, he's 26. This is his 87th career start. I mean, he's just scratching the surface of how good he can be now. 2-3 pitches he consistently throws in the strike zone.
And Guzman with a little ground ball to Barmas. Willie Harris will be next, and then Adam Dunn. It's 4:30 or thereabouts at our nation's capital. Man, I got to start reading.
4:30 or 5:30?
Game's not going that fast. We started at 4:35. Let's see, traffic not moving a whole lot on 395 out there.
No, they're just driving at the speed you usually go. nickel or double nickel.
I'd like to see you right now on that freeway.
Living in LA, that is not traffic. That is flying down the highway.
Willie Harris, the day's best swing, a double off the scoreboard in right center his first time up. There it is, right above South Capitol Street. Wow. Sinking. 90 on a sinker, outside corner at the knees. What are you going to do?
Well, it's just fun to watch a guy that's got that kind of ability. Very blessed in the genetics, and he's learning to use it all.
So what's the hardest you were ever clocked at?
Oh, yeah, up there where he's thrown, but just for one inning. I mean, I have a lot more respect for the guys that could do it for 9 innings. That's a real arm. You know, I came in, I was a hit man. I came in and did 15, 20 pitches and come back the next night.
That's a great take by Willie. Forces the count full.
Well, another reason he faces so many batters is 25 times last year he went 6 innings or more, so he's out there an awful lot. Bob said, great take.
Oh, and he gets a walk. Willie Harris saw it for the second time. Nats have their third base runner. It'll bring up Adam Dunn.
Well, great job by Willie hitting in front of Adam. You want to make that out, then there's 2 outs, and you got Adam, and he could really pitch around him. So now it puts a little more pressure on Ubaldo.
With the runner aboard and against this pitcher, we see a team not playing a shift on Adam Dunn for the first time this year, Rob.
Yeah, because
they don't think he can pull this guy.
I think that's exactly it. They don't think that Adam can turn on the 98, which I disagree with. I think Adam could definitely turn that around.
It enhances his chances of a hit up the middle. Ball gets away. Oliva keeps it close, and Willie stays.
That almost looked like another cross-up. He totally missed that ball.
Held high right under his hands. You'd love to see Adam meet one pitch from this guy today. Harris had a pretty good lead, had to dive headlong back in. Many base runners don't field their leads long enough unless they have to completely dive back into the bag. Really has that front foot out to the cut of the grass. The way Olivo's been throwing, tough to think of anybody running today.
Well, and as hard as Ubaldo's throwing, too, definitely if he's a little slow to the plate, he gets it back on the speed of the fastball.
Yeah. He's going to get it home 95 plus, and the catcher's probably going to throw 92 down to second base.
Yeah, the last couple of seasons, almost 200 innings in 08. And 218 innings last year. He only allowed 10 home runs and 10 home runs.
Not this year.
He is hard to square up.
Third time in the series, the Nationals are facing a starter who came into this series having not given up a homer. 2-2. The Rockies and St. Louis have given up the fewest homers in the league, 9. Nats have given up 19. So Colorado, despite already having played 6 games at Coors Field, and they won 4 of them, haven't really given up the long ball this year. He strikes out Adam Dunn again, his third of the day. It'll be up to Pudge Rodriguez now with 2 outs.
Let's go over the sequence of pitches right here. 0-0 count. He's going to throw him a 96 fastball in the dirt. Comes back with 98 in on the hands, 97 in on the hands, 97 right down Broadway. He does a big slider at 88, and then another slider at 88 miles an hour. And trying to get that bat head out to meet that 98, and then he drops something 10 mile an hour slower and can make even the best in the game look bad.
Pudge Rodriguez took one up the middle first time. Batting average of .457 now to lead the major leagues.
I went back and I dug up some of Pudge's numbers on some really good pitchers also. Hitting .406 off of Roy Halladay in 32 at bats with a couple of homers. Hitting .367 off Zach Greinke. He steps it up against some of the best.
With his base hit today, he's 3 for 7 lifetime against Jimenez.
.458 off of Tim Hudson.
How about another base hit right up the middle? Amazing.
It's a breaking ball up in the zone. Exmo, you see him drop the leg, swing the hips, change the weight into the front foot, and just drive the ball into center field. Now, if you take a big hack trying to hit a home run, you probably pop that pitch up.
Now batting .468. And here's Adam Kennedy, who pulled the ball into a 3-6 double play first time. Jimenez got him 0-2. I wouldn't be surprised to see Adam swing before he gets 2 strikes.
Well, that was a bad slider on 0-2, but I think that's also respect for a guy who got a hit off you the first time up, off your fastball. One thing about major league hitters, and you know this as well as I do, Bob, they're not afraid of a guy that throws 100. In fact, some of them, most of them, look forward to facing that guy. Not many hitters have fear.
Tying run at second base with 2 outs. 4th inning, 1-0 game. Willie Harris worked a really good at bat for a 1-out walk, and then after Dunn struck out, Pudge Rodriguez took one right back up the middle again.
Well, if Adam could just shoot one through the left side, we could even up the score.
Keep in mind, Brad Hawpe is not in right field today with that rifle arm of his. And Willie Harris, very good speed at second. He'll be running on any kind of contact. It's Carlos Gonzalez today. Although we saw his arm coming home from center field the other night, too.
He has a fabulous arm. He also rifled one in from the wall to third base behind the play when a run scored later in the ballgame because he was just frustrated. He has a very nice arm. Mike Rizzo was telling me that Carlos Gonzalez, when they had him on the pitcher's mound, was throwing 94. And Mike also told me, and I thanked him for this, he signed Jorge De La Rosa back when he was with the D-backs. So our GM is responsible for 2 guys in this series that have inflicted some pain on us. He's got a great eye for talent.
2-2 to Kennedy. And out to the shortstop, Tulowitzki. The Nats are gone in the 4th. They've stranded 3 runners on the day in a 1-0 game. top. Nice day at the ballpark with Dad. It's time for our FCA Sideline Report. We're covering the bases with Livan Hernandez today, and we invite you to visit FCA.org, the association for IT pros. Debbie?
Well, playing in Washington, D.C. has been something that has really been special to Livan Hernandez. And he told me that being able to come back here, especially after playing here in 2005, is something that he'll always cherish. And he described this organization as professional, and that was the big reason why he wanted to return here to the nation's capital. He said he likes the Nats' chances of winning this year, and so far he is a big part of the success that the team has had.
Through the first pitch here, part of a magical first half of that 2005 season. Speaking of first pitches, that's what Spielberg's goes after here in the fifth inning, and Niger Morgan catches it at the edge of the track. The outs are coming quickly for both of these pitchers. By the way, through 4 innings, Livan's actually thrown 15 fewer pitches than Ubaldo Jimenez. Next up, Miguel Olivo, who took an off-speed pitch to the seats out near the left field bullpen back in the second. Livan has retired 9 in a row since. Center cut on that 2-2 pitch.
This is why Livan has to be a location and control guy when he gets a pitch up like that one right there. It's going to leave the ballpark. He hit very hard. Olivo was hitting 267 before that at bat, but he did have a couple of home runs.
Active pitchers with wins. Jamie Moyer goes tonight. Tim Wakefield still spinning those, or lack of spinning those knuckleballs. Livan fourth on the list. And evidently, Levo has a problem with Olivo. He's 2 for 2 with Clint Barmas coming up. There's always one guy in that lineup, Rob. You've talked about this on numerous occasions. There's always one guy
has your number.
Who gets you.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Pudge has 2 hits off Jimenez.
Remember his numbers against Roy Halladay?
Yeah, absolutely. Had his number. I mean, it's just, you see the ball better off some guys as a hitter. Same thing with a pitcher. You remember the guys you get out and how you get them out. And there's other guys that frustrate you, and so you try so hard. Sometimes you throw a bad pitch because you're trying too hard. Overthrow your slider, it backs up. Try to throw a good fastball, and you put it in the hitting zone.
Runner goes. Barmas protecting the runner, swinging away. A good scoop by Gonzalez at third for the second out. So Jim Tracy trying to get something going, moving a base runner, a catcher with 1 out, and that'll bring up Ubaldo Jimenez with 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Throughout the month of April, the Nats are collecting new toothbrushes for the earthquake victims in Haiti. Donate your toothbrushes to the community desk or the foundation kiosk here at the ballpark from now until Sunday. Here's Jimenez, hit a comebacker first time. Livan calls it, bare hands it, plays it perfectly, throws him out. And we are halfway through this ball game. Hernandez has only given up 2 hits. His defense is stellar as well. It's 1-0. Suzuki, and the amazing new Kazashi sports sedan. It's a beautiful day for some refreshments here late in the afternoon. 1-0 Rockies, bottom of the fifth coming up. Our copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Jimenez, 68 pitches, 42 strikes, 1 walk, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts in the first 4 innings of the rest of his career after the no-hitter.
Just think, you only need 6 more to tie Nolan Ryan. Another power.
And for now, Johnny Vandermeer is safe. Nobody's ever going to throw 2 no-hitters in a row, are they? Looks like we're getting a sprinkle or 2 here.
I don't even see any clouds. Oh, here they come.
Yeah, it was a little cloudy for the Braves in Atlanta Saturday night.
Well, and hot Atlanta is humid. It's easy to get loose. But from the people wearing T-shirts, it was probably a great night to pitch. He also needs some great D to get the no-no. And Dexter Fowler, as we know, is one speedy cat.
And the final out was a ground ball to second. Let the celebration begin. Here's Desmond, Gonzalez, and Levon to follow here in the bottom of the fifth. My.
Ouch. That's twice now.
In Desmond's kitchen again. This bat only shattered in 2 places.
He's going through my whole bat order. I'm not happy.
Those hands can't be feeling too good either.
No, they call this getting in your kitchen.
Funny thing is, he missed his spot.
Yep.
Olivo was set up outside.
It's all right. Don't get frustrated. You're fine, Ian.
There's Alberto Gonzalez, who was robbed of a hit on a good play by Tulowitzki first time.
We just need Ian to play the great defense right now. The hitting will come. It's a pretty good Atlanta lineup, including 20-year-old Jason Hayward that he got a no-hitter.
Oh, yeah.
There were no slouches. That's a heck of a no-hitter, boy. Chipper, McCann, Prado, who's also hit 400.
Here he is.
There's the master craftsman right there.
And Jimenez will grab this one. 2 outs. He has 2 assists in the inning. He'll face Levon Hernandez with the bases empty. Here's the fifth.
We're beating them in hits, Bob.
It's 3-2 Nats. Oh, wait a minute. It's 1-0.
That's the hits.
One extra base hit by Willie Harris. A double that rang off the scoreboard back in the first inning. But a couple of Pudge Rodriguez singles up the middle. That's it since then. Levon has hit 9 career home runs. 2-1.
That hard shot hit off John Lannon last night, Bob. That's how Phil Hughes lost his no-hitter late in that game.
Saw that, yeah.
Eric Chavez doing the damage.
2-2.
Phil Hughes, after going a year into bullpen, has now become a very reliable starter for the Yankees. So really, Cardinals just do that all the time. We talked about this last night. It's learning how to pitch. Once you get that confidence, you pitch anywhere.
Levon's going to foul one off and make Jimenez throw an extra couple of pitches here. Look out, folks.
That was just a bit tardy, Lebo. You might want to get it going a little earlier. 98.
He's thinking.
That's not fair.
He's thinking, Ubaldo, don't be afraid to throw me a slider in the middle of the plate. Even that thing's 88. Make him work. Some of the fans are starting to applaud. They appreciate what they're seeing out here from Livan Hernandez, who's always been great with the bat.
Lebo's a player.
Pitcher thinks he's got an easy 1-2-3 with the other hurler coming up, and it'll be at least an 8-pitch AB. How about another one?
Got around on that breaking ball. You said give him 80. He got 80 and he pulled it.
Fans are liking it.
Well, this fifth inning, getting Jimenez into the 80s in pitches.
This is fun. Lebo says to his teammates, if you can't tire him out, I will. There's a fair one. And the pitcher will throw out all three batters in that fifth inning. Well done, Livan Hernandez. It's dinner time. How about some hot wings in D.C.? On Masson, brought to you by your Washington Ford dealers. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Interesting homestand. We've had Teddy wiping out the Milwaukee Sausages. The Nats took 2 of 3 from the Brew Crew. 1-0 game, 6th inning. First ever book drive at the ballpark occurs Saturday. Drop off a new book or books outside the center field gates or at the community desk behind section 107 through the 4th inning on Saturday. All books collected will benefit Everybody Wins, a D.C. nonprofit mentoring organization dedicated to promoting children's literacy. Top of the 6th, Carlos Gonzalez, Dexter Fowler, and Todd Hilton. That ball's well hit, left field line.
You got a guy there.
Willie Harris is stalking it. 1 out.
Like a cat.
The Rockies box score is a big zip, except for number 7 right there, Miguel Olivo, with a 2nd inning home run and a 5th inning base hit.
Miguel Batista.
Why would anybody be warming up right now? Levo just batted. Is he just getting some work in?
Might be getting some work in, and Maybe sometimes you'll warm up and they want to know how your arm feels after that long relief appearance.
Okay. There's a base hit from Dexter Fowler.
Watch out. Oh. Dexter almost took off.
He'll take a big turn. Christian Guzman, a shortstop arm.
Playing right field.
And really not that strong of a shortstop arm anymore. Having to play a very demanding throwing position. And here's Todd Helton.
Give the kid a lot of credit, though. He knew exactly what he was looking at in front of him, the plays in front of him. And he took a big turn with some intent.
Fowler has a pretty good lead. Dexter Fowler, one stolen base, has not been caught.
Well, Levon is excellent in holding guys on and quick to the plate also. Ooh, almost.
He has good quick footwork on that throw as well. Rockies have only stolen 5 bases in their first 15 games.
In golf, what do they call about course management?
Yes, sir.
Well, this is game management at its best with Levon. He does everything well besides pitch.
He goes off speed. 84 for strike one to Helton. Todd has walked and struck out looking. Remember that last at bat, Helton took a fastball that he thought was outside, but Paul Emmel called him out.
Levon is an avid golfer. That's right. That's where he and Craig Stammen had their little chat about pitching.
Another thing Levon's done a lot during his career, he told me sometimes after pitching he just can't go to sleep. He's a big movie buff. Loves to watch movies, and not always in the home. He'll go to a late movie after a ball game somewhere now and then. He's a very interesting guy, and he lights up the clubhouse. Everybody on this team respects him, but they like him a lot, and they love being around him. The 0-2 pitch coming. Instead, a check of Fowler, who didn't have a very big lead that time.
What's not to like? He loves playing. Feels blessed to still be out here. And it shows in everything he does and how he prepares for his job, too.
This is what Rob talked about last night, where a pitcher may have no intention of picking off a runner, but he wants to take his legs out from under him. A young speedster still learning how to steal bases. Pudge is poised and mindful of that 2-strike pitch last time. Todd Helton was not about to let that go by without a swing. 6 o'clock in our nation's capital. Turning into a beautiful evening here at Nationals Park. 70 degrees at game time. Just an hour and 22 minutes ago. Rockies lead 1-0 on the Miguel Olivo solo homer in the second. Fowler has singled here in the 6th. 0-2 to Helton again. Way off speed with a breaking pitch.
Well, even with that 63-mile-an-hour changeup, Levon was 1.09 to home plate. And on the fastball, he had been under a second. And we talk about being 1-1, 1-2 is giving Ivan Rodriguez a chance to throw out a speedster like Fowler.
Little tapper. Levon already had his body set up for that throw. Desmond turns the double play. And a good pick on the end by Adam Dunn. The footwork of Levon Hernandez made this happen. Look how he's already squared up to second. That's nice. game on both sides by the veteran and by the young guy who's in his mid-20s, Levon and Ubaldo Jimenez. And it's interesting, the contrast in styles. The results almost similar.
Absolutely. And, you know, maybe Levon needs a little bit more defense behind him, and even helped himself right there with that double play ball. And as you said, perfect setup, perfect feed to the shortstop, to the first baseman who picked it at first. So now it's up to the Nationals to try and manufacture a run, if you will. Top of the order right here. Try to get somebody on base, get him over, get him in, and help out Levon, who once again doing a great job of giving the Nationals an opportunity to win a ball game, Bob.
Against a pitcher like this, you need a great pitched game yourself just to keep it close. Here's Nyjer Morgan 0 for 2, and he's 4 for 13 in the series. Nyjer has scored only 1 run in this series against the Rockies. Took a big swing, and it's 2-1. Tried to bunt his way aboard a couple of times last night. Was successful once. Called out on interference the other time. And that'll be ball 3, way outside. Boy, if your season tickets are behind them, you got a problem.
Down in front, buddy. Even Teddy can't get a seat in front of Tom.
How can you smile like that when you're on a 3-year losing streak? Oh, my.
Wow.
The Nats will take it. Rockies frozen for a second, thinking they had a sure strike.
Last inning, this is dominating a pretty good hitting team. Right there, jam shot in the kitchen, breaks the bat, step and throw. Man. Alberto, one hopper, all of that 6'5", step and throw, and then after about 12 pitches, he had enough and he 98'd him. Back to Ubaldo, and step and throw.
Does Nyjer Morgan have the nerve to run against this guy the way
why not
he's throwing and the way Miguel Oliva's throwing?
Down.
Guzman with a bad bunt. Fortunately, it found ground. He's bounced out twice, once to short, once to second.
Not easy to bunt a guy that's thrown as hard as Jimenez.
Everything's moving. Very little reaction time. And I'm sure those hitters, Rob, aren't real comfortable turning around and facing him to bunt.
Oh, no, yeah. And you could foul tip it back into yourself. Nyjer's got to make sure that it gets down on the ground, on the carpet.
And that's a tough base running play, too.
That's why we love Nyjer, though. He is in the heads of the pitchers as soon as he gets on.
Anything you can do to keep Jimenez thinking about something additional here. He's going, and Guzman fouls it away, and Nyjer had a very good jump that time. He has stolen 4 in 6 attempts this year. The Nationals tied for second in the league in steals with 15. So the bunt was evidently on for 1 strike. And now Jim Riggleman probably would hate Guzman to bunt with 2 strikes and not swing that live bat of his that's been very good in this series. 4 hits coming in. But it's 0-2.
Here's that last pitch from above at 96 with a man on first. You see him just barely lift the front leg, power the ball in there at 96, and it was 1.03 seconds, Bob, trying to give Olivo an opportunity to throw out the speedy Nyjer Morgan. And if you're watching Olivo back there, you will see him raise up his behind because he's trying to get up in a position. Quick footwork, quick release, everything he can do to get the ball to second base as quickly as he can once he gets it.
Target away on 1 and 2.
Just like Levon, kind of wearing down Nyjer just by throwing over. stepping off, changing the look and the timing to home plate, changing, you know, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, go. Sometimes step off. A real quick pitch. What I mean by that is, he's barely lifting the front leg, but he's such a strong kid. He's still able to get good velocity on it. And that's something you don't want to give up if you're going to do a quick pitch like that. You don't want to throw 90 off your 98 just to get it to home plate. You want to still be able to throw it hard to home plate.
Coming off 128 pitches in his no-hitter. He's at 93 with nobody out here in the 6th. Morgan's going. Pitches upstairs, and he is out. Olivo guns out another national in this series, and he is 7 for 9 on the year.
As we talked about the quick delivery, it's a great jump. Niger on his way down to second, and Olivo with a great throw. The Exmo, wonderful action, and there you see the slap tag down on the hip.
Man, I'd smile too if I could throw like that. 2-2 to Guzman now, and he strikes out. Breaking ball freezes him. Jimenez with his 4th of the day. Inning looking promising 2 pitches ago, and now it's bases empty, 2 outs for Willie Harris. Olivo has put a stop to what was a pretty efficient Nationals running game coming into this series. Willie with a double and a walk.
Olivo will go out and chit-chat on pitch number 96 that went to the backstop.
Good baseball man right there. Jim Riggleman was on Jim Tracy's staff several years ago in L.A. They stood out in the rain yesterday. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, had a long conversation on the field. Jim had his ball cap on. Riggleman, that is. Jim Tracy had his hoodie on. And a couple of old friends stood right behind home plate with nobody else on the field and had quite a long chat. Very, very good friends. 1-1 to Willie. And they'd love nothing better than to beat each other right now. Harris pulls it right to Clint Barmas. Leadoff man was aboard. This game into the 7th inning. Jimenez on top, 1-0.
Inning. Now, when Levon Hernandez was growing up in Cuba, he and his friends often couldn't even find a baseball to use, so they had to make their own.
we get a tape and get something from somewhere and cover with the tape and maybe mango or something, and that one's a baseball. We play, and something wrong, we got more tape over there, and you know, it's difficult because I see people, no, it's you tomorrow, you got to bring the tape tomorrow. I say, oh, my mommy go kill me.
Levon said he had so much fun there as a kid, and he's having a lot of fun here too as a big kid, guys.
Throwing that mango this year for 22 innings, and he's given up 1 run. Pitch total at 69. 30 pitches fewer than Ubaldo Jimenez.
He has gotten stronger as the game has gone on, and that's just a sign of a veteran and very good pitcher. Become more economical, you could stay out there longer.
And if Jimenez continues doing what he's doing, Levon's batting spot isn't going to come up until the bottom of the 8th. Troy Tulowitzki for the Rockies in the 7th. He has struck out, bounced out to short. Ian Stewart, Ryan Spilborghs behind him. Rockies have a run on 3 hits. The Nats 3 hits without a run. Hanging pitch, and Tulowitzki way early for it. By the way, the Nats would like you to know that over the weekend there's going to be maintenance done on the tracks on the green, blue, orange, and red lines of the Metro. You could take the Metro bus to the ballpark, 6 different routes stop near the ballpark. The DC Circulator bus runs every 10 minutes from Union Station to the park. And then for you folks over in Alexandria, the Potomac Riverboat Company departs an hour prior to the first pitch. You can come by water taxi across the Potomac.
Well, don't pay the ferryman until he gets you to the other side.
But be mindful and allow some extra time if you're using public transportation to get here for the Dodgers series starting tomorrow night.
Well, and going back to those comments that Levon made about when he was a kid, I mean, that's one of the reasons that a lot of Latin players have such a love for the game. I mean, playing with taped up fruit, they would use milk cartons for gloves. They just love the sport. A lot of them go back home in the winter, whether it's Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Dominican, and they play more baseball down there.
Yeah. Oh my. Oh my. Troy Tulowitzki will have to walk away from that. A 64-mile-an-hour breaking ball that rings him up.
I don't know if he doesn't agree with the call or it's embarrassment, but Levon Hernandez just pulled the string, and he always has something in his bag of tricks. A beautiful 64-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
Right on the ceiling of the strike zone.
And did you see Hudge, too, just sit there, not try to frame it, not try to make the pitch look better when he got it. He just let the umpire kind of digest that pitch.
That's when you might ask the umpire, is it okay if I just stand here for a few seconds?
Yeah, I'm not ready to drag my bat back to the dugout. Might be ugly.
Levon has struck out 5, walked 1 today. Ian Stewart's hit the ball in the air twice to each corner outfielder. And it's 2-0. Only other ball game in progress ended a little while ago. Oakland at home beat the Yankees 4-2, ending a New York 6-game winning streak. So right now, this game, the only game going on in the big leagues, and it's quite a matchup. That ball is laced to the scoreboard and gone. Ian Stewart's 4th of the year. Rockies' 2nd solo today, and they lead 2-0. And the Rockies have hit 2 today and 19 on the year.
Levon's made 2 mistakes all day, and both of them have left the ballpark. Gets this pitch kind of down and in on a lefty is the danger zone. If you're going to go in, you got to go way in. He didn't go enough. Lack of velocity. Ian Stewart was just all over that pitch.
Ryan Spilborghs is next. He's a right-handed batter who hit one out there the other night.
Opposite way. I mean, the only consolation is they're solos. He's not walking 2 guys in front of those home runs, so Nationals still have a chance to come back and win this game.
And by the way, you might notice the Rockies have also added the initials on their jersey of Kelly McGregor, their president, who passed away 2 days ago. They will have services for him Sunday in Denver, including at Coors Field. So it'll be an emotional return home for the Rockies after this one tonight, after losing their beloved president during this road trip. 2-1 to Spilborghs.
Well, and very, very good friend. I mean, a friend of the family, so to speak. I mean, best friends with Todd Helton and many of the players, worked out with them. Very young man at 48 years old. Leaves a lot of young children, too.
Well, he was a player. Colorado State, NFL. He understood what these guys are going through every day. And that's a walk issued by Levon, who just missed with a breaking ball, his second of the day. And here comes the most damaging player, along with Jimenez of the day, to the Nats, and that's Miguel Oliva. Nationals baseball brought to you in part by Hager. Established 1926. Your own great moment starts at Hager.com. Olivo, a homer, a single, and he gunned down Niger Morgan in the last half inning. In this series, he has thrown out 3 out of 3 would-be Nats base stealers. Bullpen about to get busy. Rob, I think you knew what you were talking about earlier. Miguel Batista got up and threw a little while ago. Evidently reported to the dugout that his arm's okay. Now that's being out in front.
Just wow. A tad.
And there's Batista now throwing for the second time. I laugh when I think of what Ryan Zimmerman said last year by the Exmo. He said, man, that thing can make you look good. It can make you look real bad.
Right.
Fastball just missing, 2-1. Clint Barmas. And then the pitcher's spot.
Well, it may not be the same stuff as a Roy Halladay, but on a day like today, or even his shutout and his first couple of starts of the season, you can go a quiet 0 for 3 or a quiet 0 for 4 by the end of the day. And that's why the Phillies were so tickled when they knew Levon wasn't facing them in Philadelphia.
Big slow one. Olivo, and the count's even 2-2 as he missed it.
Well, you're getting everything, kid, but the kitchen sink right here. 66 on the break. You got a couple of knocks today. Pitchers don't forget. They just try to get even.
And he goes with a fastball and overpowers him. This ball popped up to right. Not an easy play. Kennedy with a basket catch, and where's Spilborghs going? He'll be doubled off first base to end the half inning.
He was going on the pitch and never stopped.
There must have been some deking on the left side of the infield as well. Well done by Adam Kennedy. some opportunistic hitting. You will see great pitching, and you'll see some Home Depot doing more on defense.
Well, here's the double play a few innings back where Levon feeds it to Ian Desmond and throws it over to first. Great play all around, you think? Well, the Exmo catches the area play right here by Ian Desmond with his foot nowhere near the base when he makes the catch. But because the Exmo can see what humans can't, and there you see the great pick by Adam at the other end. So you just have to be close to the base sometimes to get that call.
You know, I think we can see it. We just can't process it like the slow-mo does. That was really good stuff there. Dunn, Rodriguez, Kennedy. 12 ground ball outs for Ubaldo Jimenez in his 6 innings. So 18 men retired.
Well, and not many balls have been hit hard other than maybe the Willie Harris double. They are going to shift.
And the reasons those outs didn't add up to 18 is because there was that caught stealing by Miguel Olivo. Now with nobody on base, they will shift against Adam Dunn. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of swinging strikeouts. This one will get near the barrier, coming straight down. And Stewart had so far to go from his shift position, he couldn't be there waiting for him.
Ian. Exmo catches everything. The fan, the lady being hit and struck by the ball, and then Ian Stewart coming in. So I hope she's okay. Like a hit her in the back of the neck or the upper shoulder area.
Here's 1-1 to Adam. And Jimenez slips it by him. Dunn, Rodriguez, Kennedy in the Nationals' 7th. Adams hitting 184, 13 strikeouts, 14 walks. The on-base average coming in was 387. They're going to jam him. Jimenez got that ball out over the plate a bit, but Adams still couldn't get over the top of it. There's a hot hitter, 2 for 2, Pudge Rodriguez. Adam Dunn's gone. 5th strikeout of the day. The bright spot in the offense, the swinging of the veteran catcher.
2 out of our 3 hits coming from the future Hall of Famer. 1 to the right side, and then the hanging breaking ball taken right back up the middle.
So 22 hits and 47 at bats. Hitting .468. In this series, Rodriguez is 4 for 13 with an RBI. And it took a great play in left field by Carlos Gonzalez last night to keep him from getting another hit on one that turned into a sac fly. Jimenez spears it, 2 outs.
This is a great play by Ubaldo Jimenez right here. Delivers it, 98, makes a great play, flicks it over to first base, but you can really help yourself and your ball club by becoming the 5th infielder. That would have been the 3rd hit of the day.
Adam Kennedy is 0 for 2. Couple of ground balls. 1 to first, 1 to short.
Ubaldo trying his own little real off-speed pitch. That one was 78.
Yeah. He's not capable of throwing 68.
Yeah, he might want to ask Levo for some tips. Tried it again. I think that's taken all of about 15 years for Levon to develop that really, really slow speed curveball. It's a lot of pitches, Bob, over the last couple of games.
Sure is. Wow. High strike. And the count's 2-2.
Well, he's had 110 pitches in the 7th inning, and he's been around the plate. Let's check out the 2-1 pitch. A little bit high in the zone on an Adam Kennedy.
Kennedy will hook one to right field. It's flying away from Gonzalez and goes to the wall. The Nationals have their 4th hit of the day, 2nd extra base hit. It's Jimenez scheduled to bat 2nd in the top of the 8th. And the Rockies might have a decision to make. There's no activity in their bullpen. But, Rob, how many pitches do you want a young star like this to throw a couple of games in a row?
Well, I think you're not only looking at velocity, you're looking at his delivery. Is he laboring? Is he dragging the arm behind him? And so I think Bob Apodaca, who's one of the best in the business, you make your judgment not so much on the pitches, because I think you already know going in he throws a lot of pitches. As I gave you that stat since 2008, he likes to go deep into ball games, and let's see how long Jim Tracy will stick with him.
That's in there. And Ian Desmond, you know, if the ball's inside this time, you may not want to swing.
Yep,
he's on his 3rd
right
bat
there,
of the day.
Still throwing the ball very well.
Left-hander Sean Burnett, right-hander Brian Bruni. As the Nats get closer and closer to that number 9 spot, it's not going to matter now as Helton takes care of that. Nats 4 hits. They've been shut out through 7, and the Rockies lead 2-0. Ubaldo Jimenez and his battery mate, for that matter, Miguel Olivo. Pudge Rodriguez has had a good day at the plate. A couple of singles. Recovering the bases with Levon today. And by the way, Rob, his ERA now, after 23 innings this year, is down to up to 0.78.
Not a lot of run this year until this ball game. A classic pitcher's duel. 4 hits apiece. 2 runs for the bad guys. Need a little offense with our last 6 outs.
Barmas goes up hacking. Jimenez on deck. That's something when you have to give up runs to make your ERA leave 0. There he is. Waiting for that breaking ball is Barmas, and Niger Morgan is there. You know, Rob, already thinking about the end of the month. Pitcher of the month is going to be an interesting battle between Jimenez and Roy Halladay, who's already 4-0. And Jimenez could tie him in that department today.
Roy Halladay, a complete game machine. Ubaldo, who likes to go deep into games, coming off that no-hitter. This is a very strong performance coming off of that.
He's going to bounce back to Levo for the third time today.
Well, both pitchers showing great defensive skills, fielding their position. As I said before, you become the fifth outfielder. Once the ball leaves your hand, this guy smokes one hopper. Levon makes it look easy, even at his age. Yes, the teacher still has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Carlos Gonzalez, possibly his last batter. Carlos Gonzalez 0 for 3. And a strike. Levan Hernandez about to go 7, 9, and 8 in his first 3 starts.
Bob, the truck just told me that there's 8 pitcher to first base outs today.
Yeah. You know, they're not, these guys aren't satisfied with pitching. They want to grab all the assists. Come on, let somebody else handle it.
A lot of futility down there.
Well, Jimenez has bounced out to Levan 3 times. And Jimenez handled all 3 Nats hitters in the 5th inning, Desmond, Gonzalez, and Hernandez.
Ooh, nice pitch. A little low, maybe?
You know, that's a lot of batted balls that only went 60 feet today, if that. Some of them went about 12 feet in front of the plate. A couple of dribblers. 2-1 to Carlos Gonzalez. Rips it. Adam Dunn scoops it. A great 8 innings by Levan Hernandez today. They'll pinch hit for him. 2-0 Rockies. Follow the Nats on your iPhone, your iPod Touch, the BlackBerry, your Android with MLB.com at Bat 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Alberto Gonzalez leads off the 8th for the Nats, who will then pinch hit for Levan. Former Nat Joe Beimel throw in with Rafael Betancourt.
The bees are up and buzzing around now with Betancourt and Beimel down there.
The only 2 relievers who appeared in the game last night for the Rockies. Gonzalez 0 for 2 with a pair of grounders, and Jimenez has him 0-2 and gives him something to hit into center field. With Josh Willingham about to pinch hit, that could be huge as a big, strong right-handed batter steps in.
Well, Rick Eckstein has worked overtime with Will Nieves and Alberto Gonzalez, and this is just 97, chop it up the middle. That is a beautiful thing right there. We have seen Alberto last year transformed into a guy who's quick to the ball. Last year he had that big swing, was not making a lot of contact, and against a guy that throws this hard, what did we talk about before the game, Bob? Just make contact. He supplies the power.
Josh Willingham hitting .327 on the year. First pinch hitting appearance of the season. Jim Riggleman wants to be real careful with Josh and not wear him down this year. This is the first game he's taken off. He's 16 for 49 with 4 doubles, 3 homers, and 11 RBIs. Nasty breaking ball 0-2.
Well, I'm sure the book on Josh, he likes hard fastballs inside, loves to turn on them. First pitch was inside at about 97, but that was a great 86 breaking ball.
It's tough to sit around for 8 innings and have to step up against this.
See that.
That's a bouncer. And down to second base is Gonzalez. Even Olivo with that arm couldn't make up that difference, but he almost did. And that's a wild pitch that gets the Nats a runner to second base for only the 3rd time today.
Well, he bounces this changeup right here. Olivo makes a good stop, but it caroms off to the left. Watch Alberto. Good base runner right here. He sees it, recognizes he's got a shot, and goes for it. Olivo just missed throwing him out. Watch how quickly he gets to the ball. Hustles over. Shotgun over to second. Almost gets the runner.
1-2 to Willingham. Inside with a fastball.
It's a pretty good pitch. Just a little bit up and in under the hands. That's a great risk.
The Nats on this homestand have been fantastic with runners in scoring position. At one point, 6 for 9. Outfield straight away for Josh. Got a fastball that he turned on. Over to Stewart at third. No advancement by the runner on the first out. Close enough to be hacking at on a 2-strike count.
Let's see the sequence to Josh. He's been sitting around, like Bob said, since batting practice. 95 in on the hands, 86 on the slider. Then he buries that slider down in the dirt. 96 under the hands, and 98 right in the middle of the plate. Ground ball, and Stewart makes a nice play. That could be it for the kid.
And the Nats won't be very upset about that. Anything out of the bullpen can't be any better than what they faced today. And the Washington fans are giving Ubaldo Jimenez a very nice reception. 7 1/3, but the Nats are still alive. Nats are finally into Colorado's bullpen. We'll be with you tomorrow night. Charlie Hager, and making his major league debut, throwing first pitch right around 7:05 is Luis Arellano. He'll replace Jason Marquis in the lineup. The starting rotation for now. We'll get you going at 6:30. Nats Extra, presented by your Washington Ford dealers, will be on Masson 2 HD tomorrow night. All right, from 98 to about what, mid-80s here at the top, Joe Beimel.
I think Joe may tap out at about 86 to 88 miles an hour. He's a control specialist, especially with his breaking stuff.
Beimel teammates with Nyjer Morgan in Pittsburgh and in Washington. Nyjer today 0 for 2 with a walk. Third baseman Stewart on the grass to prevent a bunt hit. Joe's one of those guys who slows the game down to his pace, kind of like Ron Vallone did for our ball club last year. Morgan bunts it in the air right to the pitcher. 2 outs, and Guzman will come up.
It was a nice try, a nice idea right here by Nyjer, but they're not all going to work. And that one, unfortunately, was popped right back to Beimel.
Guzman's been a terror against left-handers this year. He's 10 for 25, batting .400 right-handed.
Well, with 4 outs left, wouldn't mind at least cutting that lead in half.
Now, we were told by Jim Riggleman earlier today that Ryan Zimmerman could be available to hit today. The 3 spot and a left-handed batter is next with Willie Harris. If Ryan hit, they'd have to get somebody to run for him if he made it on base, and obviously a defensive guy as well. We'll see how that transpires. Ryan has a bat and a helmet, and he could bat for Willie Harris next. Nats hope to find out.
Joe started Christian off with a 77. Can't even tell you what that was because he's left-handed and only he knows. And then came back with 87 fastball. He had a great curveball at the beginning of last year.
Did Guzman go? Yes, he did. Seemed like Joe was never the same after that rainy evening.
Exactly right.
When he slipped between the mound and first base, Rob, making a very good play to get an out.
And he had a hip flexor injury and came back and was never able to regain that curveball. But when he was on and he had that curveball working, lefties had no chance.
The inning started with a Gonzalez base hit on an 0-2 pitch. A wild pitch, a ground ball by Willingham pinch hitting, a failed bunt by Morgan, and it's 1-2 to Guzman. Tulowitzki keeping the runner honest at second. Guzman reaching for one. Looks like a base hit. Gonzalez goes to third. And right now, Jim Riggleman is going to put Zimmerman in the on-deck circle. And Willie Harris, now that's Adam Dunn coming up, but so evidently no Zimmerman for now. I saw Riggleman nod to Willie Harris to go on and head for the batter's box.
Guzman's hit will just get by Joe Beimel, a swinging bunt essentially. Tulowitzki, very smart move, knows he has no play, does a 360 hoping to catch Gonzalez sleeping at third, but he was not.
All right, Rob, does a left-handed batter take away some of Joe Beimel's effectiveness here.
Yes, he does. And since Jim Riggleman watched Joe Beimel last year and throws a changeup, throws a curveball, and he throws a fastball, maybe a cut fastball, but maybe that's what that 77 was.
Willie is 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. Three-run homer in game 1 of this series Monday night. Gonzalez now to third. Guzman at first. Good speed on both corner bases. That's outside, 2-1.
Well, I like the patience of Willie Harris right here. You know Joe Beimel's MO. You know he doesn't really want to come in the hitting zone with any kind of pitch. Way outside on the breaking ball, and there you see Lifetime. Perfect.
Willie Harris gets under it. Playable for Gonzalez. And the Nats will strand their 5th and 6th runners of the day. Into the 9th inning, Rockies still lead 2-0. By Range Rover, the luxury that's more than a luxury. It's a beautiful evening now at Nationals Park. And if you love good pitching, this has been your evening. Levon gives up a couple of solos. Let's have a look at our Washington Ford dealers. Drive of the game. The first one against Miguel Olivo back in the second.
Well, right now, that's all the Rockies have needed, Bob. The Ford drive of the game on Olivo. A couple of knocks, too, to go with it. Also throwing out Nigel Morgan. A very, very good defensive catcher.
Josh Willingham stays in the ball game to play left. There's a drag bunt from Fowler. Bruni led by Dunn and well played.
Watch the great hustle by Dexter Fowler right here. This ball hit pretty hard by him, but he's going to try to beat the play anyway. And he dives down to first base. Let's see it again. He tries to drag bunt it by Bruni. He does get it by Bruni, but Dunn makes an excellent feed. Just got him. Here's the Exmo coming at you. 500 frames per second. Bruni Makes the catch first. Got to find the bag. Oh, just gets there ahead of the speedster Fowler.
Willie Harris stays in the ball game, plays right field now. Adam Dunn's not coming out. He's going to lead off, bottom of the ninth. Where he throws a strike to Todd Helton, who's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Now, what's that saying you say about speed? Speed never goes out of style.
Never slumps.
Never slumps.
But you have to bunt the ball on the ground for the speed to take effect, or hit the ball on the ground. Nats had a bunt popped up and a fly ball to end that inning. Back to have a look, Pudge Rodriguez. 3 rows back.
Well, a good pitch by Brian Bruni right there. Melton, a very tough hitter. Got in his kitchen on his hands and he popped it up. So going from Livan Hernandez's 63 to 86 to 95 isn't a lot of fun either for the Rocky hitters.
Two outs as Bruni paints against Todd Helton. Horizon Fios brings you Nats Extra with Johnny and Ray after the game. It was kind of like nuclear power the way those guys were working today. Jim Riggleman live after the game, as always, reacts from the Nats clubhouse. And I'm sure some of those guys will be marveling at what Ubaldo Jimenez did to them today. The Nationals are still in this ball game. Rockies are warming up their closer, Franklin Morales. Houston Street's on the DL, and Morales only has 2 saves on the year. They got a nice job from Joe Beimel, who got 2 outs there.
Well, there's zero shame in it for the guys in that Nationals clubhouse. He's one of the better pitchers in the major leagues. It was his day. There you see 95 by Bruni. And that's definitely going to happen sometimes in baseball. But Hager, knuckleballer, high ERA. Get yourself ready for him. Things don't go our way in the 9th.
You know, if you were to learn that pitch, you could pitch BP tomorrow.
What, the knuckleball? I talked to Phil Necro, and he says he can teach anybody knuckleball. You can't teach me. I could not throw the knuckleball and save my life.
All right.
I mean, our everyday players like Chris Sabo and guys like that, they had better knuckleballs than me.
2-1 to Tulowitzki. Right in there from Brian Bruni, who's not struggling with location today.
No, and I think that 90 wasn't a slider. It looked like a cutter. And that might be a better pitch, that he can more consistently get in there than that breaking ball that he's had a lot of walks with. He is a power pitcher. He needs to bring it all to home plate. And I've talked to him about things like this, and I know Steve McCaddy has. If a guy looks bad on one of your fastballs, don't come back and help him with a slider. They can't get around on your fastball. You don't come back with something off speed and help the guy out. I think Steve's done a wonderful job with the pitching staff.
Right field. Willie Harris stalking it. Ball fading away from him. He's got the foul ball. Here we go, bottom 9. First up will be Adam Dunn. Then Pudge Rodriguez. And then Ian Kennedy against Franklin Morales.
along with you in a couple of minutes. We hope it's more than a couple of minutes. See if the Nats can rally and get back and win this thing. And just as advertised before the ball game, Ray, a terrific pitching battle between Ubaldo Jimenez and Levan Hernandez.
A lot of goose eggs, Johnny. Ubaldo throwing the ball 97, 98 miles an hour. A big contrast into two pitchers, but Hernandez matching pitch for pitch. One mistake to Olivo for the home run early, and then a pretty good pitch downstairs that left the yard.
So we will be back, hopefully, talking about a Nationals come-from-behind win. Let's send you back upstairs to Bob Carpenter and the old knuckleballer, Rod Dimble.
Johnny, thanks. We'd like to keep it from you for a while with a Nats ninth-inning rally. Key thing to think about here, Franklin Morales is 24 years of age, a very inexperienced ninth-inning guy.
Yeah, he's got good stuff, but hopefully we can rattle him, get somebody on base, get some things happen, some moving parts and things like that. They have kicked the ball around a little bit in this series. You talked about the 11 errors so far as a ball club. So, once you get Jimenez out of the game, it changes the momentum a little bit. We got something going in that last inning. Maybe we can build on that and get something going here in the ninth inning. We have given great finishes during this homestand. That's a sign of a very strong ball club.
Keep in mind the possibility. Dunn, Rodriguez, maybe Ryan Zimmerman bats for the left-hander, Ian Kennedy, against the young southpaw of the Rockies. Morales in 6 ball games, ERA not exactly stellar. He got an inning of work in the Rockies' 10-4 win here on Tuesday night. So this is his first real game situation in these 4, and here we go. Adam Dunn 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Fudge Rodriguez is 2 for 3. Kennedy scheduled to hit third. Rather violent delivery, kind of explodes into his push-off, missing low and away. Adam Dunn got jammed and flies it right at Dexter Fowler. Seven o'clock, Mass in 2 HD tomorrow night. And for the Dodgers, Charlie Hager, 0-1 with a 7 ERA. Luis Atilano makes his major league debut for the Nats. Fudge Rodriguez 2 for 3. Ryan Zimmerman is not on deck, but it's another big, strong right-handed batter. Up the middle, Rodriguez, played by Barmes perfectly, 2 outs. And the Rockies are 1 out away from a series split on the heels of a brilliant start by Ubaldo Jimenez today. Justin Maxwell to hit for Kennedy.
This is as good a play as a second baseman can make. As Bob said, you're going towards third base, you cut across your body, off-balance throw. This is one of the toughest plays for a second baseman on a baseball field in Barmes. Once again, Bob, like Tulowitzki, a perfect throw to first. And that was just like last year when we faced this ball club. When their defense is clicking, they're hard to get the ball by.
They're good. Nationals have not been shut out this year. They've actually out-hit the Rockies 6-4 today.
Good patience by Maxwell right here.
He's 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter since his recall last week. And he rocks one into left center. That'll get the tying run to the plate in Ian Desmond. Zimmerman appears to have the rest of the night off.
He's got the hoodie on.
You know, Jim Riggleman's been known to employ a decoy or two. He had Ryan walking around the dugout with the helmet and the bat. He doesn't mind it when the other dugout sees that, even though he may have no intention of using that player.
And I don't think he does. I think until Ryan is close to being as 100% ready as he can be, it's a little bit cooler already. Now that the sun has gone down, why risk it? That wasn't even the bad hamstring that Ryan hurt last night. It's the other side, so obviously he's got some issues still in there.
Well, then the end result is a very badly needed base hit came from one of your young extra men, Justin Maxwell. That'll bolster his confidence.
Well, it's very early in the season. You know, worst case scenario, you're 8-8 with the Dodgers coming in. It's a winning homestand. And these guys are getting into some situations that if you're going to win ball games, you're going to need them to do this later in the year.
Low and inside to Desmond. 0 for 3 today on 3 ground balls. Franklin Morales, 6 foot 210. 7 career saves before this year. He's after his 3rd here. And Desmond, who has big-time power, had a good rip right there.
Very good cut by Ian right there. I just think that it says a lot about Jim Riggleman. He has confidence in everybody on the team and everybody on the bench. Exmo head down.
Looked like a breaking ball that was hanging upstairs a bit. And the Nats are down to their final strike. Ball ends it. A very well pitched, well played 2.5-hour ball game. The Rockies shut out the Nats. They salvage a split in the 4-game series. And the Nats are back to 500 at 8-8. For Rob Dibble and Debbie Taylor, Bob Carpenter, Rockies win it 2-0. Join us Friday, MASN 2 HD. Nats open the weekend series with the Dodgers. We'll get you going at 6:30. This has been a presentation of MASN. Stay tuned now, Verizon Fios. Nats Extra coming up with Johnny and Ray from the